Angela's got dates coming up.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the Chateau Ritz. Oh, that sounds pretty nice.
In Chicago.
That'll be December 1st.
December 1st.
And then the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, Covina.
Oh, I was just out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Russell Peters is coming out there.
Yeah,
Good
Russell.
dude.
We're doing it with Russell's going to be hosting the show for me.
That'll be December 18th.
December 18th at the Covina Laugh Factory. Crystal Marie's on it, and Ron Jossel and Kevin Millard. It's a little.
That is a stacked lineup.
It's a good lineup. Well, they're all friends, right? And Crystal's great. She's funny. And
That's
Russell,
great.
and it'll be a fun show.
All right, should we do some news,
Let's do some news. Whoopi Goldberg's in the news. She says she likes to be eaten occasionally. A raunchy joke shocks the Sarah Haynes on The View. Check it out.
I always wanted my face on cheese.
Yeah. I like to be eaten from time to time.
Is it just me or Whoopi Goldberg look more and more like a Muppet?
She also, I was watching her. How much more comfortable could you dress for TV? You know what I mean? She's literally just wearing a beach towel and slippers at this point. Like, she couldn't. First off, like, when she goes home, what does she change into? Just like a comforter? Like, she just put a comforter over her head?
Yeah.
Like,
this is her pajamas. She's all comfortable.
You want to talk about the greatest gig in the world. She makes $8 million a year on The View. She shows up in pajamas, sits there and says nothing, and mispronounces everyone's fucking name, and bum stumbles through cue cards, and gets $8 million.
Good gig.
$8 million fucking bucks a year for sitting around in slippers and sweatpants and a hoodie, bum fumbling through your own comedic thoughts and not even stringing together. And by the way, at some point, it is funny to me when at some point comedians abandon comedy. They're like, now I'm just a commentator, except for now you're not funny and you can't put thoughts together. Like, you don't have any fucking thing to say and you're not funny. At least before you were funny. But now it just be like, if it just went, it's like if Pauly Shore went, no more comedy. Just retarded thoughts. Just whatever. I have no more thoughts. There's no more comedy. I'm just going to do stupid thoughts about stuff that I don't understand.
Well, I see it with a quarterback. You know, you had your career like Tom Brady. Now you're in the analyst booth. That makes sense. You can't really, but a comic can still do comedy. It's not like you're, but you're right.
Joy Behar's a comedian and Whoopi's a comedian, and they're not even.
They don't care because you know why, Adam? They're getting $8 million a year
to work in their pajamas.
And their pajamas. I think I give up comedy also. $8 million, sure.
Greatest fucking gig ever. The View. What
I'm beginning my transition now.
Didn't they just get into it over something? One of the two co-hosts.
They always do that. Every like 6 weeks, I got a news story about that where they're just, jawing at each other, and then everybody gets mad and they have a pajama rip-off party.
Yeah, Sonny's always crying racism for everything.
And
there's always some other chick going, and then you have, get your policies together and get more votes. And she's like, what about racism? Everything's women racist. It's always ironic. I always find it ironic when people, or especially like women of color, sit up there and then lecture everyone about the systemic racism and how you can't get ahead and stuff, but you're getting $8 million and they send a town car to your home every day, and you're sitting up here hammering checks, doing nothing, and making tons of cash. And by the way, before you had this gig, you went right through the system where you were like head this and lead counsel for that and appointed this and everything. It's like, explain to me again, super rich person of color, how it is you're being held down by the system. And half these people are 60 years old. They were swimming like a shark through this oppressive system 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Like, okay, misoppressed. After you graduated from Brown University with a full scholarship and then got on at a prestigious law firm in 1983. How was that? How'd the oppression go again?
Is it just good to say it, maybe?
It's all narcissism.
Right.
It's all narcissism.
Right.
Plus, they have some sort of weird thing, and I think all of us can vouch for this. White heterosexual males who, you know, I walked on a construction site when I was 19 and picked up a fucking shovel for $7 an hour and just fucking slugged it out. That's all I did. There was nothing. Well, you know who my dad is? You know, they do this stuff all the time, or they go, well, listen, come on, man. You fucking born on third base. Thought you hit a fucking triple. You know what I mean? Like, is there any accommodation for just poor people? Yeah. And sometimes they're white, and sometimes their families are broken, and sometimes there's welfare and food stamps and poverty and neglect and depression, and they have to fucking, they get out of high school and they don't go to college. Yes, white guy, no college, just work. Same with all my buddies. Like, they don't even think those people exist. They're like, well, sure, of course. Oh, like when I walked on the construction site, like the foreman went, oh, Mr. Carolla, this way. No, you're not going to toil in the sun with the Mexicans. Come inside. We're going to teach you the fine art of finish carpentry. Now they just fucking hand me a shovel and told me to go outside.
Wait, wasn't it Johnson who like has the quote where he said something about where you set the poor whites against the blacks and they think they're better, and then that way you can control the populace? Yeah,
they pit everyone against everyone. They're all fucking race hustlers, and no one should fucking listen to them. And they just lost because of their race hustling. So good. Yeah. Good riddance. Anyway.
Hey, next up, Gladiator 2, cut a gay kiss scene, says Denzel Washington. He kissed a guy full on the lips for no reason. He said they weren't ready for that yet. Yeah, so there's footage out there somewhere of Denzel making out with a dude.
It wasn't in the script?
I guess not. No, it was. It was in the script, but the scene got cut out from the theatrical cut.
Is that one of those Chinese things?
It sounds like
that ain't the United States.
No, it sounds like we want to release in China.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Take that out.
Exactly. We have to do a Chinese edit now because there's so many potential ticket buyers over there. There's so much cash that we just have to do it for them.
That's right. Oh, as soon as you said it, that's what I thought.
That's what you thought, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is because, he kissed the guy and knows that he plays the emperor or something, right?
Yeah, and he's actually earning some Oscar buzz for the best supporting actor category. I didn't think so for a sequel to a action movie. They're saying that there's Oscar buzz.
We have a video of it. Oscar Buzz was my gay porn name.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, they cut the kissing scene off.
All right, let's see.
Your character makes a few remarks throughout the film about having a relationship with other men in the film. So I wanted to ask, how gay is the Roman Empire?
The entire empire, or I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard about the Paul and Pedro forehead kiss that apparently got cut from the movie.
I'm not sure about that one, but I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
That's funny.
But your kids are gonna love it.
They kissed. There was, it's a weird thing. You tell me. In the movie Rush, James Hunt kissed the character James Hunt kissed the guy. I can't think of his name. The guy who bought him the F1 car, who sponsored him in his first F1 race. The chubby guy who was the team owner. Can find this clip when he unveiled that he was going to let James Hunt. He send him up to F1.
That was played by the Australian actor, right?
I don't know his background, but he was really good in the movie. And the movie's really good. He gave him the 2 hands on the face and the kiss on the lips. Now, if you kiss on the lips, you're gay. But if you get the guy's head in a vice and do it, you're not gay.
That's comical.
So what? I don't know why, because one is assault and sex. The other's just a sexual thing. But it's gay or 0 hands. 2 hands, kiss, not gay.
Well, some cultures say if you're the receiver, you're the gay one, not the giver. I'm not kidding you.
You have to aggressively.
Yeah, if you're the one taking it, you're the gay one, but the guy giving it isn't. That don't fucking understand that
knowledge
at all.
passed down through the ancient Greeks.
I'm telling you, man, this is like I was in Greece. He said this thing. I go, hold on, you're putting yours into his, but he's the gay one. Yeah.
But I thought that was a gag, like from vaudeville. Like, you know, when you grab the guy's head and smooch him, like, that's always
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, exactly.
But so if they cut it out, he must have made out with him.
Yeah. It was sensual.
Hey, Denzel's looking good. I look out with him.
Sharp, yeah.
You looking good?
Man, look, if there's
But I think that's what it is. I think it's the China factor. They're going to probably take it out of the film because then what was the other film they did that with?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. Remember?
Well, he had like a Taiwan patch on it. And they photoshopped it out.
And they took it out.
Yeah. I think it's so sad, but it also shows you that Hollywood will do anything for money all day, every day, and they never stop talking about being virtuous, but if it means making a nickel, they'll do anything.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah, they made John Cena apologize in
Mandarin.
Chinese.
Yeah. They'll do anything.
That was surreal, yeah. He was like full on, they're like, in Chinese, apologizing to the, I don't know, because he said something about
He
Taiwan,
said something about Taiwan being a nation or something. They don't even like maps that have Taiwan on it. He said Taiwan is this place and China's that place, and they made him apologize. And then the owner of the Mavericks, or not the Mavericks, but one of the owners of
Rockets
said something about China, and then and they made him walk it back. I mean, look. Here's my thing, whether you're the NBA or whether you're Hollywood or whomever you might be, you want money. Yeah. I want money too. I do not blame you for wanting money. Well, if you're Nike or Apple or LeBron James, you want to get paid. Right. I get it. Spare me the morals conversation. That's all I'm saying. Just say, you want fucking money. Don't give me the conversation about freedom, and don't give me the conversation about human rights and living in dignity, and then support China. Just shut your fucking hypocritical mouth and go fucking hammer your checks. Don't give me your fucking speeches on morality and then tell everyone else to shut up when they're talking about China because you're scared and you want more money. Just shut up. Stop giving me the fucking speech about being better than everyone and doing business with China. Just hammer your fucking checks. Because Hollywood gives you the morality speech and then sucks China's dick. That's what they do. And so does the NBA. So shut up. Just shut up.
It's true. No, you're 100% right. Because look, there was a show called Famagusta about the invasion of Cyprus 50 years ago. The Turks invaded Cyprus and occupied. It's the only occupied capital in Europe. Netflix was going to put a show out called Famagusta. Turkish government contacted the American government and said, we don't want this to be aired on Netflix because, we're really good people. We're not. And then they didn't do it because of the same reasons. Right. And then they said, but we're good people. Bullshit. I think what happens is you're 100% right, man. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's it.
Listen, I've said it a million times. The most liberal guy in this town is Bryan Cranston. I drove him to Burbank Airport so he could get on an airplane to go shoot Breaking Bad in New Mexico because they got a tax break.
Wow.
Everyone here will just get on a plane and leave if they can save a nickel.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So good. Just spare me the part where you go, pay your fair share. Come on, rich people, pay. You fucking cowards get on an airplane and leave. At the drop of a hat, this
gone.
entire town clears out to go film somewhere else to save a nickel. So don't give me fucking speeches about what about a little more for the kids. Hang out, pay a little more, and do your productions here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's look, everybody. I love when they get their speeches, and we have to create. We're a community. We have to create. We have fucking bullshit, man. You're gonna go to Romania or Botswana.
They go anywhere that can save a nickel.
You know,
and that's what. And by the way, they get angry. Like these businesses, they're starting these offshore accounts. Try to just stay here and pay your fair share. Okay, their business.
Yeah,
they're trying to save money. That's all. Same way when you go out of town and shoot a film. Business, trying to save money.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the difference? Okay, stay here, do the right thing, pay your fair share. Okay, all of Hollywood, stay here, do the right thing, pay your fair share. We have the Kiss from Rush. They slowed it down and they put music to it. Oh, no, we have the actual Kiss. Sorry.
Your brother and I got together with the bean counters. And since the economics of F1 are not so significantly different to the economics of Formula 2, well, we thought if we were going to be losing money, we might as well be doing it on the big roulette table in Formula 1.
You fat little inbred beauty.
Oh, he loved that. Yeah, it's like Hemsworth.
You got the idea.
Now, that's also considered assault now here, right?
Oh, yeah, full on.
I got to say, when I was watching a movie, it's about the only time I raised my hand when he went, and since the economics of F1 are not so different than Formula 2, I was like, there's a little difference in terms of money on running a Formula 2 team versus F1.
I didn't even know there was a Formula 2 until right now.
Fat little bastard. And then I made out with him. I go, but he put probably $50 million into that.
They got F1, Formula 2, Formula Atlantic, and Formula Ford. There's all lower
and what? It's just like how much money you can spend on the car.
You can kind of tell it by the width of the tires. The tires get skinnier as it goes down, and the price of running an F1 team versus Formula Atlantic or something like that. It's just exponentially, like 1,000 times more.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, this is 1978 or something, so there may have been a little closer, but no, there's a big difference between F1 back then and Formula 2 or whatever. But anyway, good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
Is that the one that Ron Howard directed?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
It had some type of, magic in there you could see. Yeah. Look, get ready for your ears to bleed because Mark Zuckerberg just dropped a single with T-Pain. Yeah. T-Pain and Zuckerberg did a cover of Get Low. This right here just blows my mind that Mark Zuckerberg is just... once is buying his way to celebrity, like where I've seen him do like short action movies with all the top stars, like a 3-minute clip. If you can find that too, 3-minute clip of him fighting John Cena and winning, and I'm just this nerd just took over the entire world where he can just buy everything and do anything. Yeah,
it's not enough, Rich guys in the past, all they wanted was brandy, cigars, a library with their name on it.
And an army of horses.
Mistresses. Yeah. That's all. Simple pleasures. You know what I mean?
Sounds good to me.
It sounds good, right?
Yeah.
And at a certain point, they had to I need to occupy Mars. I need to travel space. I need to buy an island. I need to take on Chuck Liddell and fucking tap him out. When did all this begin? Just
occupy Mars.
Just hang out with your mistresses, drink your brandy, smoke your cigars, and get a library, and we'll put your name on it. That's all.
Oh, we have the clip, huh?
Have him.
T-Pain.
Three, 6, 9. Damn, you're fine. Hoping you can sock it to me, baby, one more time. Get low, get low, get low, get low. Get low, get low, get low.
That's what that chick was telling you, Angela. Get down. Get low, baby. I'll help you down there.
She did.
To the
Eat it.
Till sweat drops down my balls, till all these bitches crawl. Oh, skeet skeet motherfucker. Oh, skeet skeet goddamn. Oh, skeet
Is
skeet
T-Pain a big deal?
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know
T-Pain
this.
is like one of the biggest recording artists of the last 10 years. Yeah, he's the guy who does the robot voice. You know it. You've seen it. You've heard
I
it.
hate the robot
Yeah,
voice.
he's a talented
So how
performer,
much-
producer. He's a guy who gets he'd make a song a hit.
How much free advertising did Zuckerberg give him for this?
No, that's what I'm saying. He's the classic guy who bought all his friends. He's the nerd that bought all his friends.
yeah.
And good for him, I guess. But yeah, he went for, if you remember the movie, that came out,
Social Network?
Social Network,
Yeah.
kind of made everyone hate him because he kind of snagged the idea, did some joke thievery, and then everyone hated him. But now he has bought his way into the good graces of the public.
Well, it's kind of interesting because The Social Network's a great movie.
Yeah.
And he kind of comes off like a douche, even though I got plenty of room for those kind of guys. I don't judge. But then you get the Winklevoss twins, and then you get Armie Hammer, but then you get Armie Hammer accused of cannibalism, and then everyone kind of turns to Armie Hammer and starts turning on him, and then we give Zuckerberg a break because we found a guy who was in the movie, even though Zuckerberg wasn't in the movie, but he was portrayed by a guy who made him sound like a douche. But then we found a guy who played twins who were in the movie, but he wasn't the guy, but he got accused of cannibalism. And we got kind of confused and distracted, but we were like, as a society, we're like, give the nerd a break. This fucking tall guy's eating bitches. And then we all turned toward him, and then we gave Zuckerberg a break, but it was never him. It was his character. I don't know. I'm confused even talking about it. And now Armie Hammer's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah. What?
He never ate anybody.
I don't give a fuck.
Isn't he the heir to the Arm & Hammer baking soda thing?
Holy shit!
I heard that.
I've been told this like 8 times, and I always get confused because somebody brings it up, and then somebody says no, or something. But now we got to look into it.
Somebody took. I mean, his name's Armie Hammer. Which is kind of
a funny
heir
thing
to
to
the Arm &
name.
Hammer. Is it? But then maybe that's why they named him.
Yeah, no, Arm & Hammer has been a thing since
forever.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe
I don't know if it's true.
They just gave a like funny joke, like a pun. His parents named him a pun.
I think there's some connection, but somebody's going to have to look it up.
Baking soda on his victims before he eats them.
Arm & Hammer is a relative, and I think his grandfather, and his name was Arm & Hammer, and then he bought Arm & Hammer.
Jeez.
Oh,
his
grandfather.
For a joke, like everybody was like Arm & Hammer, and he just went ahead and bought it because he's
So Armie is the grandson of the guy. So he's kind of good, right? Like he doesn't have to work, right?
Yeah. I think he's okay.
The only time you get into some weird shit like cannibalism is when you have enough money to stock the way where now it's weird. Now I can't just bang chicks off Tinder. I got to figure out how to like fantasize to eat them. Yeah.
I don't get, we're such a stupid society. Like a guy sending weird texts. Who cares? We don't care. Do we care?
Nah. It's a strange fantasy. It's like toe sucking. Maybe I'll try it, but
I'm getting all these weird texts now anyway from people I don't know. It's a new thing. Are you getting them on your phone? People just randomly sending you, hey, you want to meet up for drinks later? I'm like, who is this? I just delete junk.
Really?
There's something going around, and then people just sending you stuff, and my phone will ring 5-6 times a day, and I don't know who. If I don't recognize a number, they give you the local like 818 or 310. I don't answer it if I don't see a name attached to it.
That's a scam center in India
and it's
or
getting
China
worse, yeah.
where that's their whole strategy is to be like, oh, whoops, and then it's a hot chick. And you're like, wow, I can't believe my luck. And then you start chatting with her, and then she's like, buy me an Apple gift card. And then you buy her an Apple gift card, and then she never gives you any pussy.
But you know, it started because I wanted the free Wi-Fi at the Des Moines airport. And then I signed up and gave it. That's probably, and I went to a mailing list all around the world. And I think that's what it is now.
Oh no, they have a thing where there's a scam inside the airport where somebody just brings a Wi-Fi spot and then comes and jacks all your info.
Jacks all the information.
And you only get 18 months for that.
I get an email. I wake up to an email every day from the Kamala Harris campaign. I got one this morning.
Really?
They still need money because there's still work to do. And I'm like, man,
wow.
You got the wrong dude. But not only you got the wrong dude, it's been over a week. You lost. How much? You had $1 billion. That wasn't enough? No. And who the fuck is donating after the loss, after you guys spent $1 billion?
They got to pay creditors.
I guess, but that's a weird one, right?
Adam, I heard all the performers, all those big names that were supporting her, all got paid.
Well, they
all got paid.
There's controversy. Okay, so here's how it works. All right, in my humble opinion. They confronted Oprah, and they're like, Oprah, did you charge $1 million to do your interview with Kamala? And then Oprah goes, I never got paid a penny. Well, Harpo Productions got paid $1 million.
Right,
so that's kind of Oprah lying, because I have an entity and a production entity as well. And if somebody said, did Daily Wire pay you for Mr. Bertrand? I'd go, no, they didn't pay me. Well, they paid my company.
Right.
Yeah.
Oprah has company. She has a production company. So she got $1 million. Her company gets $1 million, but guess who owns the company? Yeah. Her name is Oprah. No, nobody brought a sack of nickels to Oprah's house and paid her. They paid the company. So she's lying. Yeah. But not really, because she goes, I didn't get paid, but her company got paid. Then there was, here's what they paid Beyonce, and here's what they paid Cardi B, or whatever. Now, here's how our society works. Allegations are made. Then you look it up, and PolitiFact says it's untrue. And then you go to a couple other fact-checking websites, and they say it's untrue. And then 3 to 7 months from now, it's true.
Yeah.
So that'll be how it'll go. It's untrue for now. And I don't even know. I mean, Joe can look, because Joe and I did kind of look it up a little, and I keep seeing it. But here's the problem, I think. If you Google, here's the problem. I don't know, Dawson, maybe you have some dark website you can go to or something. But here's the problem. If you Google, 51 intelligence experts signed a doc that said Hunter Biden's laptop had all the earmarks of Russian collusion, right?
Right.
So if the next day you Googled, is Hunter Biden's laptop real? The first 10 things that would come up, it's been debunked. And then you would go, all right. Now I'm going home, except for Google is not feeding you. They're feeding you what they want to feed you.
Right.
So now you have to be careful that when you Google, it's just going to be the shit that they want you to read, and they're bought and paid for to an extent. So now you have to really check. So I don't know. I do know Oprah got $1 million, but it was her production company that got $1 million.
Not her, the company.
Yeah, which is her, but okay, it's a technicality. Now, other people, there's a difference between saying I need $1 million to perform, and it's going to cost $1 million because you got to fly me, hair and makeup, my team, my fucking backup dancers or whatever, the sound system. There's expense that goes along with it. So there's some of that. So it can get like gray area-ish. But I would assume, knowing what I know from the news, anything that is alleged and then immediately gets debunked turns out to be true. But they wait until people don't care.
Yeah.
So this will probably come around. But if you go to Google, the first 3 things that come up will be it's been debunked. But then that's Google's algorithm as well.
Well, it makes sense to me that you want to get that celebrity endorsement. You raised $1 billion. So it's like, look, we want to get you. I think she was in Houston with Beyonce and then Chicago with Katy Perry. So it's like, let's get that celebrity endorsement in, right?
I wonder like, we only hear about the top 5. We hear about Eminem and Beyonce and Cardi B, but does it keep going? You know what I mean? Like, hey, Peter North, here's $6,000. You do have a community. You know what I mean?
Talk about this.
You have a certain community. Like, we got enough money to give everyone a couple of ducats. Like, if people know, doing stand-up, they'll give Seinfeld $200,000. But there's corporate gigs for $2,500 that you got our name on it, right?
I got a gig.
Right.
I got a gig. It's like Taylor Swift. She endorsed her, and it was like, well, it's going to hurt her. No, it's not. She's walking out with what, $1.1 billion net after this Eras tour. $1.1 billion net.
Bruh.
Yeah. It's like, and then it was like, but Elon, I'm fascinated by Elon Musk.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, the fact that when he endorsed Trump, I was like, this is why this guy's the richest guy in the world. He fucking knows shit.
Did you find anything? Or is it still, because I keep hearing it both ways, but I'm not sure.
All I have found is that there's no proof that any of these people were paid by the Harris campaign. Like, there's no paper trail. So anybody saying that they were paid, it's hard to prove that.
So the person that made it up just went 5 to Beyonce and 1.7 to Cardi B and like 1.5 to Eminem. Like, they're just making.
I think those numbers are on the spends for those events.
Oh, for the events.
And then
where they perform.
The Harris campaign spent $5 million yesterday. Beyonce was there. They spent $5 million on a Beyonce performance.
Oh, I see.
Kind of thing.
Right.
Because there's no paper trail of like them getting paid.
Okay. Dark web, Dawson. Same outcome. All right. I will assume something will come out at some later date.
We're never gonna know.
Oh, we'll know.
Eventually, like you said,
we'll know when
8 months.
People don't care. It's like by the time we found out Lance Bass was gay.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
We need to know back when he was on top. You know what I mean? Or bottom.
Wait, Lance Bass is gay?
Oh, man. Damn. I didn't want to ruin your day.
Fuck, again.
I know. You thought he was going to be your wingman. Well, he still could be. All right. We got another story.
Yeah, Joe Rogan lists Harris's campaign, the hilarious requirements for appearing on his podcast. Yeah, he divulged this list. He revealed that Harris' campaign had multiple conversations about her potential appearance and gave an open invitation to come by, but they ultimately blocked the interview. They had requirements and things she didn't want to talk about, such as marijuana legalization, which he thought was hilarious, which is a big deal because that's Joe's main thing.
I know. It'd be like coming on this podcast and not want to talk about vintage Datsun parts. Yeah. Well, there's a couple of weird. I never understand. I don't understand anything. You're going to make this request, then you're going to get denied this request, and then the person is going to talk about the request you made, and then you're going to seem even worse than you are.
Than you were. Yeah.
So why are we even attempting this? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think her handlers didn't want her going on Joe's show. I think she didn't have enough. Joe was going to ask her all those questions. Where I saw the thing with Trump, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever." It's like having a conversation. He doesn't care.
I get it. I mean, first off, isn't there sort of a baked-in guilt? If, the cops go, your wife's missing, we want to talk to you, and Mark Garagos taps you on the shoulder and goes, no.
Yeah.
No. Well, if you just woke up and your wife was missing, you'd then sit down with the cops and just go, I woke up and she was gone. I don't know where she is. She's not here. I don't know. But it's a little baked-in admittance of guilt. We're like, okay, you can interview this person, but you only have 20 minutes, and you can't talk about X, Y, or Z. And then we get edit approval. It's like, well, what are you saying about your fucking person?
Right.
We'll play the clip, by the way, with Joe. The good news is, it's now a bygone era. There's no more. So. I'll explain. Play his clip, and we'll tell you about it.
Yes.
I was surprised you didn't come on the podcast. A little bit.
It seems like, and this is all reports, these are all anecdotal reports, right? But it seems like her campaign was kind of chaotic. Like, no one could make a decision. They had, I don't know how many conversations with my folks.
Right.
But multiple conversations, giving different dates, different times, different this, different that. And we knew that she was going to be in Texas. So I said, open invitation.
Right. You said you can come whenever you want.
Anytime. You pick a time, I will be here.
And you would have been the best person for her to talk to because you're not going to attack her. You would just ask her questions, but that's the problem. I don't know if she'd be able to answer those questions.
I'll ask her a question, but I think they had requirements on things that she didn't want to talk about. She didn't want to talk about marijuana legalization, which I thought was hilarious.
Why?
Like, that's so... Because of her prosecuting record.
Oh, well, I mean, that was her old job, though.
Yeah. And, she put a lot of people in jail for weed. 1,500, apparently.
That's not really
Allegedly.
that many, though. 1,500.
Tell those guys. Those 1,500 together in a room.
Are they still in prison?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
then they're fine now.
Well,
prison really builds character. You go in there.
All right, so let me explain the New World Order. Joe, you can clear the screen because that's basically what I said, right? The New World Order is publicists had a playbook, and the publicist playbook worked for like 75 years. They did a lot of like, here's what you do and here's what you don't do, and here's what we're going to do, and here's what you're going to ask, and here's what you can't ask. And it used to work for apologies, too. So it used to be some celebrity would get caught making some racial slur or something, and then the publicist would go, okay, this is a speed bump. I'll just craft a little letter, and then you go out, and then you read it, and you apologize and talk about volunteering with the Eskimo community, and so on and so forth. And then we go back to work the next day, like it's all gone. All right, now you get fired anyway. You know what I mean? Like there is the old playbook didn't work. You just do Inuit. Oh, Inuit. Yeah, you used to just have to read a prepared apology that somebody else wrote for you. Right. And it's like, look, it's going to be one shitty afternoon. Go up there, read this shit, pretend like you mean it, and then we'll go back to work. And that's how it used to work. We'd call for someone's apology after they did whatever, and then they would apologize, and we go, all right, now go back to work. Now we fire everyone. The old playbook doesn't work. Kamala Harris, her people still had the old publicist playbook. Right. Tell Joe Rogan he's limited to an hour. He's not going to talk about pot. He's not going to talk about this. He's not going to talk about that. And then we have the power to edit out or whatever. Tell him that, and then we'll show up. And that's the old playbook, which was perfectly acceptable in the past. Now you say it, he goes no, and then he talks about it on the air.
And then
so it's gone. That and the apology's gone. You get popped doing something, you go, fuck you, I'm going to Substack.
Yeah, and no, just so you know, one of the requirements was for him to come to them.
Right.
So,
I'm just
which
saying
would be weird.
It's all yesterday's. It's all your dad's publicist playbook. It's all out the fucking window. Yeah. The New World Order is you show up, sit down with Tucker Carlson, and smoke pot. That's the New World Order.
Right. I think you're right, because in that instance, if you think about it, it's like she was Attorney General. How many people she put away in jail?
Now you're 1,900 actually.
Right.
Like,
and
that's
now
the real number.
Running for president now, and part of the curriculum here is now, are we going to legalize weed all across America? And it's like, well, I don't want to answer that question. Well, then like you said, Joe's like, now he's taking all those talking points. Now he's going to talk about it for the next 6 months.
Yeah, the other New World Order is you go on the Sunday show, and when you start getting attacked, instead of backpedaling and trying to explain yourself, you go on the offense and start fucking them up. Right. That's the next New World Order.
Double down.
That's what happened in this last cycle. And so what you had is one campaign was on the New World Order, and the other campaign was sort of the old version of what they worked. Look, they did it with Joe Biden. It worked. Keep them away from the tough questions. Keep them sort of hidden away. Go on the attack. Accuse everyone else of being racist and misogynist and whatever, and we'll get across the finish line. And it worked. So they just went. We're going to dance with who brung us. The other one went scorched earth, New World Order, and now both sides will go New World Order from this day forward.
Yeah, because I think you're right. You can't do that. You can't go say, don't ask this, don't do this. It's especially in a podcast format. It's one-on-one. You want to get to know the candidate. And I think, defense to her, not that I'm a big fan, but they threw her into the lion's den. America doesn't know who she is. Here's a chance for you to let them know, no, you're not going to answer this. You're not going to answer that. We're going to edit it. Her interview on 60 Minutes. What a shit show. And I thought they edited the whole thing, and it looked like it was edited. So you're right, it hurt her as opposed to helping her. And I think people aren't stupid anymore. They look at this going, okay, it's editing, it's Photoshop, I have it on my phone.
But it's also authenticity.
Right.
We will forgive your foibles and even the things we disagree with. The New World Order is like, you get caught with an extramarital affair, you just go, yeah, stupid. Wish I hadn't done it, but I'm a dude. I had a boner. And then we go, oh, I like that guy.
Yeah.
Versus bullshit dance thing, and then we don't. Yeah.
He's this, he's that, he did this, he did that.
We don't care anymore. All right. We got one more?
Yeah, I got one more. The satire publication, The Onion, buys Alex Jones' InfoWars at auction with Sandy Hook's family's backing.
They bought it?
They bought it, yeah.
How do you buy it?
Well, because he owes more than $1 billion in defamation judgments against him. If you remember, there was a huge trial where he, sat on the stand and had to take shit from the prosecutor about the fact that he said that the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting was a false flag, that it was just crisis actors. You
know what I don't get, though? I'm not defending him, but aren't you allowed to just say whatever the fuck you want?
That was his defense, was that he's just on an entertainment show. But the fact that he played it as a news show and defended himself as giving the true news worked against him, because he can't just go and talk gibberish if you're saying you're a part of a news show.
Right. And then the damages would be the family of the deceased kids would say they were. By the way, everybody's threatened online now. Everyone is just.
No, but they went a step further. There were some of his fans would go and chase down these people. Them. Yeah, and go to their house and say that you're a crisis actor, you're fake, and it really caused them a lot of distress.
Oh.
I was kind of like all my buddies at the time that this was happening. I watched all my buddies become indoctrinated by Alex Jones, and I watched them go from regular kind of dudes to just hardcore conspiracy. They believed every conspiracy of this guy, including the Newtown, which that was to me a road too far. I was like, yo, you guys are going fucking crazy. Those people really died. Like, those kids died.
Well, even if he was able to successfully convince America that Sandy Hook didn't happen, there's still Columbine and countless other school shootings. What do we what? It's almost like saying, look, the side of your car's caved in, but I'm going to convince you never got into an accident. Yeah. But there's still accidents, right? You're trying to what do you? All right, there's one out of something that's happened 50 times. So why is that even important to him and or the people that follow him? And to disavow one school shooting in a sea of school shootings, what does that prove? All right, that one was a hoax. Then there are all the others that weren't hoaxes. Right. So what's the end game? What are we trying to get people to do here?
No, his end game, and I remember, it was not in this article, but I remember that watching the show, his whole strategy was that the fact that they're going to put bigger gun laws on us. That was his angle. His angle was, they just did this so they can take away your guns. And really it just buys back upon itself because Alex Jones was selling tons of supplements. He had a go bag. Like he had a whole Alex Jones industrial complex of. They watched his show and his show is very entertaining. You know, he's yelling about the Turning the Frogs Day, and it was entertaining as hell. And he got these guys locked in. It would sell so much merch that it made billions of dollars. So now he's has to sell it all off. The Sandy Hook's families, they're getting something back from this finally.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up at this point. We still have a handful of "Don't Do Your Best, Do My Best" T-shirts available.
All right, buy one now.
Nice. Go to adamcarolla.com. I think
promo code Mayhem for 10% off.
Yeah, and Onion, if you're listening. You know, want to have a cup of coffee? I'll listen to what you have to say.
Sure.
Yeah. Kyle Dunnigan has got comedy dates coming up. He's going to be at the Mothership in Austin. That's Rogan's Club. That's going to be December 6th to the 8th. Hey, let me ask.
Tour. KyleDunnigan.com. Put your email and where you live, and I'm coming to a bunch of towns. No spam.
Very funny stand-up comedian. While he does all the voices, he still just does the stand-up, too, sometimes. I mean, quite a bit of the acting. It's very funny on its own. He doesn't use the voices as a crutch. Let me ask you this about the Mothership. Couple good things there. I was there, 3 weeks or a month ago, just kind of dropped in on a Tuesday night. The place is full because it's filled with tourists now. I know. Do you need to sell tickets at this place anymore?
No.
Because, when Adam Carolla is going to Magooby's Joke Hut in Timonium outside of Baltimore, Adam Carolla needs to sell tickets. Otherwise, there's not just a group that comes in and hangs out in Timonium. Outside of Baltimore and Magooby's Joke Hut in a strip mall. But I walked into the Mothership and the place is packed on a Tuesday night, just like a popular club would be packed, regardless of who was doing the performing.
Yeah, I don't need to promote that place at all. It always sells out every show. New York, I burn my audience in New York. I have New York shows coming up, and I have to promote the hell out of those.
And then they also do something which is fantastic, is you sit up in the green room and there's two monitors, and they just have whoever's been on stage and the time they've been on stage. Yeah. Because all anyone wants to know is how much time and how long has the guy been on in front of me, and then is he doing 15 or is he doing 20? Did they light him? But they figured out that guy's been on stage, and he's been on stage for 11 minutes, and you just go, what's he doing? He's going 15. And then you go, when am I going? You're going after him. I go, all right, I'll start making my way down.
Lowers your anxiety and the whole thing.
Yes, you just see how much time everyone's doing. And if someone's being a dick and they're up there for 23 minutes and they're supposed to be doing 15, then you'll know that as well.
Last time I was in that green room, Ivanka Trump was there and her husband, and they were sniffing the smell salt. You see that in there? Where they have little cups of smelling salt?
Yes. I did not snort it. I was there with Tony Hinchcliffe and Chris Stefano and Ron White, I think, as I think about it.
He's there a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, sorry. You don't need a plug for that. Do we have, what do we got? We got some news?
We got some news. Mayhem here with the news. Costco forced to recall 80,000 pounds of butter for the dumbest possible reason. Care to guess? Care to gambit? Care to wager a gambit on why they recalled 80,000 pounds of butter?
When food is thrown away, it makes me, I go mental.
Same.
It doesn't matter if it's my food, whose food, doesn't matter anyone's food. It's like, don't throw it out. I hate it. I hate it when good food gets thrown out.
Yeah, it's good food. And
I'm gonna guess it was because something was misspelled on the box, is my guess.
Close. You're in the range, but the actuality was it was not labeled as containing milk. They asked people to get rid of it, throw it away. I don't understand. Kirkland signature butter The gold standard for butter. Yeah, 79,200 pounds of butter. They told her to get rid of it. And again, this goes in the category of conspiracy for just a wacky news story, because what the hell did they do that for? They didn't leave it, and now 80,000 pounds of butter was recalled because
but no one's going to turn their butter in.
That's what I'm saying. It just drums up a little paper, and Mayhem talks about it on the news.
That's right, man. We're talking about the butter. Nothing's better than butter, is there? You just can't improve on it. It makes everything better.
Yeah.
Butter makes everything better. It's really the bacon of butter.
It's good on pepperoni.
It's good. No, I just mean corn on the cob is fine. Add butter, ooh la la.
Yeah.
We've had a real food theme.
It's
today.
culinary based theme. I'm hungry.
Butter's the blowjobs of milk products.
Yes,
I agree.
it's good. It's just, everything's better.
Everything's better with it. Yeah. Next up in the news, the Washington Post advice on what it takes to immigrate outside the U.S. after Trump's victory. Yeah, they released an entire guide for Americans seeking to immigrate to a new country. There's a growing number of people looking to move out of the country.
But don't you feel sorry for these other countries? Because all we're doing is handing them the cream of the crop of our narcissistic, self-entitled douchebags.
And rich.
Like, we get their poor, they're tired, they're huddled masses. They're going to get our super MSNBC watching douchebags. Like the douchiest of all the ones that insist that the Border Patrol use their pronouns, the ones that use the word Latinx, all the Latinas, all the Latino studies majors and all the fucking no good zero. Like when you're a country, you go, what do you need? And you go, we need skilled labor. Like we need people in here who can build houses. We need people or in the tech industry, who can do programming or coding. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to get self-entitled, know-it-all, do-nothing douchebags with 4 degrees that don't add up to anything. That's who's going to flee this country and then go fuck up the other country. And then at some point, they're going to start fucking your country up, too.
Canada going to get an influx of man buns.
Yes, a lot of man buns, a lot of dudes wearing bracelets, a lot of discussions about microaggressions and pronouns, and they'll fuck your city up, too. I would rather have Venezuelan gang members move into my city than these douchebags. I really would. At least I could spot them,
Yeah, I looked into it. Yeah, they weren't very helpful with their advice either. It was just, basic stuff on what countries don't have guns and what countries are the best to move to. I didn't.
Oh, because they're going to want safety. They're going to want low gun ownership, high taxes, lots of college-educated
social
people.
programs.
Lots of programs, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Next up in celebrity news, Dwayne Johnson says controversy over set behavior is bullshit, but admits to peeing in bottles and being late to filming. Yeah, that happens.
I like guys who pee in bottles.
Yeah.
Somebody solved this mystery for me, and I think, tell me what you guys think of this. There should be some sort of surtax or retribution tax or something tax that all these the Amazon pays and all these couriers pay. Okay. When I was a kid, because I was a Carolla especially, I never got one thing delivered to my mom or my dad's house, ever. From zero to gone, out, living in an apartment. Once every 2 years, we got a phone book, I think, from the city. But there was no packages dropped off at the house. My parents didn't have credit cards. They didn't have money. What would we have ordered online? If you had money, you could get the Time Life books. like now order that and get the Old West Gunslingers. And then the Gunslinger series would show up. There was like some Time Life books, some encyclopedias, maybe some like compilation K-Tel records or something like that. But there was really nothing that ever showed up to our house in my entire childhood. And then we're now fast forward to it's like my daughter would go out in the morning and her fucking breakfast would just be sitting there. Oh yeah, they brought Starbucks, brought the stuff over. And then she'd go out that afternoon, it'd be a box of shit she ordered the day before from Amazon. Like it was just every day. Groceries, food, boxes showing up. So there are Amazon trucks and there are DHL trucks and all the delivery systems, right? None of these trucks have a bathroom. And in LA, no business lets you use their bathroom because there's so many fucking homeless people. Yeah. And everybody who bought a gas station, find me a commercial from Murph from Union 76. You remember Murph?
Drive Murph.
Commercial gas station owners. There was a Union 76 commercial from 1975 or whatever. The reoccurring character was this guy named Murph. He was a red-headed, Irish guy, salt of the earth Murph. And he would just come out and he'd be wiping something down and hey, Miss Johnson, looks like you used a couple pounds in that front right tire. Put some air in it, Murph. Will do, And he'd go down and do it. And then someone would need to use the bathroom. Go right on in, kids. Use the bathroom. You want me to top that oil off, Miss Johnson? That's what gas station owners used to look like. Now it's super angry foreigners. That's all it is Middle Eastern guys who fucking want Sharia law, can't stand us in our ways, and you go in there and you go, could I use the bathroom? What this no? Could I use the bathroom? No, this no. No. There's no using the bathroom. So peeing in bottles.
Yeah.
All these guys bopping around with all their delivery trucks. There's delivery trucks everywhere. These guys are out on a 9-hour shift. They're drinking fucking Rockstar energy drink all day.
Oh, yeah.
They got a grande coffee between their legs, and they got to fucking piss. But they can't.
What do women do?
They don't deliver shit. That's what they order shit with our money, Kyle. They don't deliver it. They use our money to order it. You understand? They sit home ordering shit on the toilet while we're out working and delivering. You understand?
I don't know what I was thinking. I had a brain.
What do women do? They sit on the toilet and they spend our money.
Oh, man.
That's what ladies do. All right, so these guys can't go in and use the steely-eyed Middle Eastern guy's bathroom because Murph no longer owns it. They have to piss. So they finish off the brisk tea bottle, the 24-ouncer they've been sucking on all day, and then they fill that thing up, and then they don't want their piss bottle rolling around their truck, so they just chuck it as they're going up my street to deliver a bunch of shit my old lady's ordering from the toilet. Okay? Wow. And then I'm going for a walk, and I got to see the piss bottle rolling everywhere. Now, I don't like big government or over-regulation, but could we put some sort of surtax on piss bottles? Because I spent my whole life in this fucking place. I never saw a piss bottle. The last 4 years, I've seen piss bottles everywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
All right.
Do we have Murph?
Yeah, they had Murph, I think.
Do you guys want to see what society used to look like in this man's Los Angeles?
All right.
This is Union 76. What year is this? 77, 78 or something? Somewhere in there. All right. Sorry. This is what gas stations used to be like before. No, cannot have. 78.
Murph, my engine's missing and my wife won't talk to me.
For newlywed, you're off to a pretty rough start.
He said he had the car tuned up.
Well, I did.
He did.
Then why are we here instead of at Honeymoon Lodge?
Somebody probably pulled a spark plug wire. It's an old wedding drink. Turn it off. Okay, start her up. Bruh,
You saved my marriage.
well, getting people off to a smooth start is what the spirit of 76 is all about.
With the spirit of 76.
So now if they came in, that guy'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You should have your hands cut off for touching your wife's vagina.
But you're gonna ruin my marriage.
Leave, infidel. Well, let me go and get my machete.
I think Murph was a drinker. That face is a bit red to me.
Oh, yeah.
Find us
Irish
another
blossom.
Murph commercial. I'm just saying that's what a gas station owner used to look like in Southern California.
Yeah.
All right. You could use Murph's bathroom all you wanted. There is no using anyone's bathroom. And by the way, the homeless have ruined it for everybody because normal people can't use the bathroom at the Starbucks or at the liquor store. There is no more usage of the bathroom because homeless guys are shooting up in there.
No, you got to go up and get a code like you're about to enter the White House.
Yeah, this guy just fills his empty brisk bottle up and then fucking goes by Carolla's pad and throws it on the driveway. That's where we're at.
Murph!
We got another Murph? This is funny.
Hey, cookies.
We'll miss your service, Murph.
Oh, there's good 76 stations in your new hometown.
Not like Murph.
But every dealer can't be Murph.
That's right. Every 76 dealer is his own man. And everyone that I know is trying his best. And that's the spirit of 76. Good luck.
Say, we're new in town and looking for a 76 station.
Of course, it'll be hard to beat our old one.
Maybe you've heard of it. Mort 76?
Mort?
Go with the spirit.
Oh, my God.
That's the spirit.
The spirit of 76.
Yeah,
some
man.
groundwork.
That's what the gas stations of my youth were like, everybody.
Well, nowadays we got the spirit of 9/11.
That's right. There's no more 76. That's right.
But Dwayne Johnson is pissing in bottles. He'll own up to that.
The pissing bottles means you're on the road.
Right? I mean, I've been pissing in a bottle every day I work at this show, so I'm glad I got your sign off on that.
Strapped right now.
But yeah, they said he pushed up the Christmas movie Red One. To push the budget up by being late to $250 million.
Well, I know the guy who wrote that movie. Now, so the guy, I just talked to him the other day, Chris Morgan, the guy who did all the Fast and Furious movies and then went on to Hobbs versus Shaw.
Yeah.
Also did Bird Box and all that. That's Chris. And he wrote that movie. So I'll get the skinny from him, but he likes working with The Rock and tells me The Rock's a good dude.
Yeah.
Now I won't out other people, but not everyone is a good dude on that Fast and Furious franchise. But The Rock evidently is.
Yeah, well, they say that he gave away $100,000 to the various crew members on the show. It's like, I don't know, another story where it's mixed bag right here, where they're saying, yeah, he pushes the thing up, but he's a really good guy to everybody on set. He might push the call times back a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's going to add to the budget, but it's not going to add $100 million to the budget. It's going to add something to the budget. And he's just a busy dude. And then also, they always do this thing where they go, he gave all the Teamsters $100,000, and then some douchebag who makes $52,000 a year and doesn't pay shit in taxes will go, well, that's nothing for him. And it's like, don't worry about what it is for him.
Yeah.
It's what is it for the Teamster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes. Elon Musk could give a poor guy $10 million and it would be nothing for Elon Musk, but that's not the question. The question is, what is it for the person that has no money, not what isn't it for Elon Musk?
Yeah.
A lot of evoking some powerful thoughts in this show.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Hey, speaking of money, a Catholic woman fired for refusing the COVID vaccine wins over $12 million in a Michigan court.
Good.
That seems egregious, though.
Yes, this lady was
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, Lisa Domsky worked at an insurance company for 38 years as an IT specialist. She got $12 million from the jury.
How did they get $12 million out of that? Did you know?
I think because the jury gets to dole out the money. They decided on that number. So it's one of those kind of opposite of jury nullification. They like did a thing where they said, "Oh, we're going to give her a boatload of money," said she refused. And
she's an IT lady. Like, you think when they got to 10 million, they'd be like, "That's enough," but they kept going.
Yeah, that was the argument. That was that she didn't even work on site. She literally worked from home in her basement office. So she literally was so far away from the job site where she never had to interact with anybody, but they still made her take the shot.
Yeah, well, there's two kinds of payments. There's one is to repay the person and make them whole because they lost a limb in a punch press, and the other is to punish the business. This is probably a punish
that
the
was
business
the $10 million in punitive damages, and then 1.7 million in lost wages and 1 million in non-economic damages. I don't know what that last one is, but essentially it came up to $12.7 million where they got taxed right there.
Yeah, all the people that tried to force everyone to get vaccinated can go fuck themselves. And also the federal government tried to do it too. Like, I know Biden always talks about freedom, except for he was trying to get OSHA to mandate everybody get vaccinated until they fought it and went to the Supreme Court. So Fauci's fucking bad. It's going to get worse. There will be more bad news coming out about Fauci and his dealings and all that shit. I was just listening to a replay, I think, of him talking about getting everyone to get vaccinated by shaming them and fucking them up, and he's a bad dude. Now, the thing about Fauci is he's a bad dude, but he comes in a really fun, nice little bite-sized package, and people like him, but he's really a fucking shitty guy. And he was compromised, and I told everyone he's compromised early, and he was, and he still is, and there's nothing that'll convince me any otherwise. But more shit will come out, and more FOIA requests, and more emails with deleted shit on it. But here's what I said to someone. I was doing a interview this morning on the radio, and somebody said, "What do you think about all these people that caused all this damage during COVID?" And I said, "Well, I'd like their reputations destroyed. And for some who did a lot of real damage, and if it's proven, prison time." And then the person said, "Well, do you think Fauci should go to prison?" And I said, "They sent Martha Stewart to prison." They sent Martha Stewart to prison, and her thing was about insider trading for $45,000 worth of stocks. This guy did a lot fucking more damage than Martha Stewart did. Here's all I'm saying. If Martha Stewart can go to prison, anybody can go to prison. If the federal government can go, this person is accused of insider trading to the tune of $45,000, but we never proved she did insider trading, but she did lie when she was being interviewed by the FBI. So for that, she's going to prison.
Yeah,
then
that was crazy.
Technically, Fauci can go to prison in the world I live in, because his damages would add up to a lot more than $45,000.
But what kind of charges, though? I'm not really educated on this. Like what?
Well, first thing first, he was doing gain of function. He was doing gain of function research in Wuhan. Like, basically, Obama said you can't do this kind of bioweapon testing here, and then he went, all right, well, what if they do it in China and we'll just pay them to do it over there? So he just outsourced it. Then he got grilled by Rand Paul or someone about it, and he kind of danced around his answer, but it was bullshit. He was doing gain of function in China. He also knew where the virus came from, because they were working on it on this Chinese lab. He didn't want us to know it came from the lab where he was working on gain of function, so he kept pushing the wet market thing. Natural immunity, all of the vaccinations. There's a long laundry list of shit he lied about that he knew about that potentially endangered people, or certainly cost our economy a lot of money. I'm just saying, potentially, there's a lot more reasons he could go to jail than Martha Stewart, and Martha Stewart went to jail. So went to prison. So somebody's going to make that case. You'll see. It'll keep. No news will ever get better for Fauci. It all gets worse. It's all another email dump. It's all another FOIA request, and you'll know he lied. He lied about the origins right off, and never stopped lying about it, and colluded to lie about it. So he's not a good dude, and he's a liar. And there's people who know a lot more than I do who could probably make a better case for it. But
he probably has a subscription to the Washington Post, and he can find out how to go outside the U.S.
Yes, my feeling. I'm just saying, if Martha Stewart can go in the joint, we all could go in the joint.
Oh man,
is on the Adam Carolla Show.
And Skinny Jody Miller, who loves that title.
I do love that. I love it when people reach out to me. Thank you for reaching out to me, Adam Carolla fans who compliment on me being skinny.
Yeah. On the way to Santa Barbara, I was upset, though, which is, I was talking about this, and you were talking about it off the air to me, and then it reminded me. And Dawson will know this. On the way to Santa Barbara, there's a big sort of landmark, been there for 80 years, called the Big Yellow House.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is now painted white.
Right.
Right.
And I'm angry.
Yeah.
I am too.
Because you either paint it yellow, again.
Guess what it's called still?
The Big Yellow House.
Exactly.
Or take the fucking sign down.
Change the name.
Why would they paint it a different color if it's called the Big Yellow House?
It's a terrible move.
It's terrible. And there's I had an exchange with Joe. Somebody put something on my screen when we were talking about it with Jay Moore, except for they took it off my screen before I got to the bottom of it, which is a discussion we've had a few times. You can just leave it on there. But I got an explanation from Byron on why they call the Big Yellow House, why they paint it white. And if my screen was correct, they claim it was off yellow. It's white.
What the fuck is off yellow?
White.
There's no such thing as off
Yeah,
yellow.
if you actually lighten up yellow, it's a yellow light, it's actually white.
It's super light yellow is white.
It's white.
Yeah, so
there's
they
only
painted
off
it white.
white is the only off color is off white, right?
Well, that leads me to another thing that angers me.
Which is probably not really a color. It's beige or...
Yeah, it's a color.
That's fine.
Sand.
The color that I used to paint when I was a painter all the time was Swiss coffee and Navajo white. Those were the two popular colors. And it always angered me that Swiss coffee was whiter than Navajo white. So the one that has the word coffee in it is white, and the one that has white in it is dark.
Yeah.
And it fucked me up, and I hate it, and I'm angry at Dunn Edwards.
And my house
That would bother me too.
is painted Swiss coffee. And when he was telling me the colors, he said Swiss coffee is the most popular because I originally said, I want my house white with the black trim. And he said, okay, well, Swiss coffee is the one that we use. And I said, is it white? And he said, it's Swiss coffee. And then he had other ones that had white. I was like, but that was the whitest. And I go, and I just kept saying, so Swiss coffee, not the it was so confusing to me. Why is it Swiss coffee? Why is it named Swiss coffee? Swiss coffee is not white. It's beige. I've been in Switzerland and I've had coffee. It's not. No one's
Depends how
like,
much milk you put in it.
it's
right?
too much milk. Then it's not coffee. Then it's just
The Big Swiss Coffee House.
Yes.
like, it's milk coffee. Then it's milk coffee. I would at least
And
get.
Navajo white, I bet, doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't. I've never even heard of it.
It was ubiquitous,
That's not PC.
and
Can't
that
say
you
that.
painted everything Navajo white when I was a painter. Does Dunn Edwards use the name Navajo white anymore? And Jody, you want to really get angry?
That's beige.
Eggshell.
Eggshell
was a texture, and then somebody made it a color, but nobody knows what you're fucking talking about. So it goes flat, eggshell, satin, semi-gloss, glossy. Okay, that's it. Then somebody said eggshell, and so you go, they made it a color white called eggshell, except for people think you're talking about the finish, not the color, because you would have to go, give me a gallon of Swiss coffee in semi-gloss and give me a gallon of Swiss coffee in flat if I'm going to paint my wall flat and my trim semi-gloss. But eggshell fucks everybody up because they think you're talking about something else. Why are we doing this?
Eggshell.
It's a bad
then.
idea.
Is that what you're saying now?
Eggshell,
what if I want eggshell?
You could get,
Would people know what I was talking about if I said I want eggshell?
Or you could go to Little Caesars and get pizza.
Which is a totally different color. Different color on the walls. That's not white.
That's like an orange.
That Navajo white is racist. It's like saying that it's white. It's like, I don't, that's not white.
They still have Navajo white. All right, look, here's what I want. Everyone who got the Cleveland Indians taken down.
Exactly.
And everybody who got the Washington Redskins taken down. And everybody who's got every high school to get rid of Braves or Warriors or something in place with Commanders or douche nozzles or whatever you replace with. You motherfuckers need to get going on Dunn Edwards and Navajo White. Navajo White is possibly more offensive.
Totally.
It just means dark white.
Darker white. It's like white but a little dirty. That's what they're saying.
Dark white.
Yes. If we got
dark white eggshell.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'll take the dark white eggshell.
Take the dark white and eggshell.
If we got Bernadette Peters to fuck that Indian on the side of the freeway, that kid would be colored Navajo white. That's what we would call it. That's the shade of the kid. The crying Indian.
Crying over the garbage Indian.
Had sex with Bernadette Peters. I'm going back to 77, 78. And they had, then their baby, the color of that baby will be Navajo white. And that's why it's offensive.
Well,
and that's why
the baby that color, it would be.
Everybody, we could dip them in Navajo. Everybody who is angry at the Commanders or the Redskins or the Braves or the Indians, you guys need to fucking get on it.
Listen, when my daughter applies to college, I'm using that as her ethnicity. She's Navajo
white. Get the fuck on it. I can't believe it's 2024 and Dunn Edwards is not.
I can't either.
Pulled that one out.
That's terrible.
I can't believe the city of Summerlin, California hasn't put up an ordinance that says whoever owns the big yellow house must paint it yellow.
That's crazy. Or change the name.
It is shocking
the big red
when
dog
you
was
see
blue.
it.
I want to see a picture of the. Do you have a picture of it now? What it looks like now? Let's just see this off yellow. Hold on.
Jody's a colorist.
I am a color. That's white. It's fully white, and it's a big white house. And
it's not like there's some yellow in the
not
picture
even yellow
to
trim.
give you
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like right there.
The line on the concrete there is yellow.
Can I say, all right, what is this? A bed and breakfast with like a diner in it or something?
No, it's a restaurant. I've eaten there a whole bunch of times. One time I showed up with my friends, ordered my eggs Benedict, and then remembered I had an air shift. And so I ran to my truck, drove to the radio station, voice tracked a 4-hour air shift in about 15 minutes, raced back to the big yellow house, and I was arriving at my table just as the waitress was setting down my eggs.
Holy
Benedict.
shit. That's amazing.
Right.
And
They're
that's
just trying to get people to start talking about it, maybe.
That is the big yellow house.
Paint it white. People start talking about it.
That's awesome. I know you were a little dismissive of what is an Airbnb, the thing, but you don't see many restaurants with a second story and balconies and bedrooms and stuff, right? It's something.
No, correct. Yeah, it's an old house, and there are several rooms that are separate dining rooms. It's just,
nobody.
Yeah, it's a house.
Nobody goes up there, and no one lives there, though. You don't.
I'm sure they have. No one lives there. They have an office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
All right, it's called the Big Yellow House. What the F?
That's yellow. No, that's yellow. I feel like, by the way, on the East Coast, there's a lot of house restaurants that are like that. That's what they used to do. But they're the color that they say they are. Like the Red Barn.
I go to one in Myrtle Beach.
Is Red Barn.
Called the Sea Captain's House, which is pretty good spot.
Well, all right. Let's figure this out. The owner said the new color was, in fact, very pale yellow.
It is not.
It is not. And
he's legally
okay. The point is this: you have a sign called the Big Yellow House, and it's popular enough that I'm aware of it, and Dawson is aware of it. Everyone who travels up and down the 101, it gets millions of eyeballs a year. It's called the Big Yellow House, right? Now, maybe they're hiding behind some light yellow bullshit. But, and by the way, I always want to write a book called "What Black People Think White People Talk About All Day," and this would be that. There's no black couple, no podcast.
They're
never
definitely not talking about that.
Never address this situation. There's a major problem we have. I have painted many houses. A house that size, double story, 8,000 square feet, it is not done in an afternoon. It takes many, many days. And what happens when you paint a house is oftentimes they paint one wall or one corner or whatever, and then you walk around the corner as the owner, you come home and you go, oh, I thought we were doing yellow.
Yeah.
That looks white. And you get out of your car and you take your sunglasses off and you go, no, they said light. No, that's not.
That's not what we wanted.
Jose, stop the roller. Stop the roller. Stop the presses.
Just a roller.
Stop the rollers. Halt the roller.
Took one guy with a roller.
The rollers. Halt the rollers. I'm going down to the Home Depot. I'm going to come home with some swat. I don't even want to don't keep going.
This is not Canary.
Could have done that.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
No, he didn't do it. Also, by the way, that person picked out that color. You have a lot of swat. You don't just willy-nilly paint that house. You sit with a team of people and you're like, which color should we go with?
Yes.
That shouldn't even be a decision because it's called the Big Yellow House. I think it's right there. I mean...
All right,
That's
sorry.
a funny little idea there, like the painters rolled up. And they looked at the sign and they were like, what color do you want to go with?
You want the Swiss coffee?
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Navajo white.
Yellow.
Still available.
It's not
Navajo white.
Still
We're gonna go with
available.
Navajo white.
Still available.
All right, let's talk about the world's 10 richest people got a record 64 billion richer, 64 with a B, billion richer from Trump's re-election, guys.
Really?
Yep, okay. So here we go. The wealth...
Instantly?
Pretty instantly. The wealth of the world's 10 richest people also soared by a record amount, according to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index. Did you know that there was a Bloomberg Billionaire Index?
I didn't
know.
Okay, now you do. So the biggest gainer, take a guess.
Elon.
There you go. Bam. He is the world's richest person and one of Trump's most outspoken, dedicated supporters. His wealth jumped from a $26.5 billion to now he's worth $290 billion.
Wait, but how does it jump when he hasn't enacted anything?
Let me see. One of the other, so the other gainers, just so you know, Jeff Bezos, other gainers, Bill Gates, all the people that you would expect, Larry Page.
Is it tax related? Is it because they're not going to sunset the tax breaks?
Let's see. It says it
it
notes
has to
the
be.
the biggest daily increase of wealth since the index began in 2012. The market rallied on Wednesday as an election that collected. Yes,
the market.
The market. It's the market.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. So
So-
the market rallied.
Wait, how much did Musk go from? What did he start at?
Oh, 26.5 billion to 290. And by the way,
That's
it's like at
insane.
that point, who
That's
cares?
10
After
times.
1 billion.
That can't be right.
Wait a minute. He didn't go from 26 to 290 when Trump got elected.
26.5 billion to 290 billion.
But didn't you say there was 60 billion in gain?
Says 64 billion. So he jumped up 33 billion. He alone jumped up 33 billion.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Oh,
Yeah,
I
26.5 billion to 290 billion. So 30.
No, that's
35.
That can't be right.
Wait a minute.
That's saying he went up by 230
No.
billion or something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 200. Well, that's what it's saying. So this might be a this might be a typo. So
It
maybe
might
it's
be a typo.
So maybe it's 29.9.
You're missing a decimal point.
There's a missing decimal. Okay.
right.
Anyway, it's a
Rich.
lot. Anyway, Jeff Bezos.
a lot of fucking money.
Yes. And by the way, again, after you hit $1 billion, like all of this, so 26 to 29 billion.
I think after that, I think
that's $3 billion.
You,
That's a
you know,
lot of
so
money.
A lot of
you and I and many of the people we grew up with think in money in terms of money. Like, man, you know how many jet skis you could buy with $1 billion? I could have like 700,000 jet skis, you know. But they don't look at it that way. I think they look at it as it's a dick swinging competition.
Right.
You know, they want to obviously once you get past the amount of money you could ever spend in 10 lifetimes, then it just becomes all
It just is
a
like,
big
yes.
dick swinging competitions. Number one,
Huge dick.
But number two, I think they start thinking in terms of changing, shaping, and molding society, and that used to mean building an orphanage and putting your name on it, or library. Or putting a gym at a campus or something. Now it's like going to another planet and colonizing it.
So just so you know, Trump's social
is
media
ridiculous.
company Trump's social media company also cashed into the shares. It's skyrocketing in value after CNN and other media outlets projected Trump won. The stock rose as much as 35% at one point before fading. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, it might only be 3.5%.
Because I know you can
I'm
find
gonna guess probably 35, but maybe.
You can find a clip of Mark Cuban, maybe Dawson. Dawson's got something there. But remember before the last Trump election, Mark Cuban was explaining that the stock market was going to crash if Trump got elected?
Did he?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he did. Which is to say, I like Mark Cuban, but I don't get, like, Mike August is wrong all the time. And I had a conversation with him. I said it on the air. It was like 5 months ago. It was a perfect Mike August conversation. He goes, the Republicans and Trump, they're not going to get past this whole abortion thing. It's going to kill him. It's going to kill him. They're not going to get past it. I go, well, he's ahead in the polls now. Hey, this was 5 months ago or whatever. And he goes, they're never going to get elected because of the abortion thing. And I go, well, yeah, I agree that they don't like it, but he is leading in the polls now. And he goes, what polls? I go, I don't know. The polls, whatever polls they have. I haven't seen them. Okay. There's polls. They have them. They're not always spot on, but he is leading in the polls. Well, he's not getting elected because of the abortion thing. And I go, maybe he won't, but right now, he is ahead. And then Mike questioned the polls and wanted to know what polls, and then did the thing. I do like this thing, too, where they go, I can make up whatever polls I want, too. And I was like, okay, and I'm not really doing that. I know you could take a napkin and write $1 on it, but no one's going to accept it. So there are polls. But then when Trump does win, Mike never comes to me and goes, wow, I was way off about all that shit. They just shut up and they never say a word. And then they move on to the next thing. So that they're wrong about. The Mark Cuban is a smart guy, but you do have the letter. You can find the Cuban saying the stock market's going to go. It's really long, but go ahead.
Hello.
All right.
Fuck you.
I gather that this is a curated email address that is monitored regarding anything having to do with Adam. I realize that Adam may never see this email, but if you were to let Adam know that I took the time to write this email to him, he would remember that I was the second father that he upset this afternoon in Santa Barbara.
Well, he was
the first.
He was a mute dad who I have no idea. But this guy was the guy who yelled, fuck you, as loud as he could.
Who's the first father that you upset?
Listen, baby, I can't keep track. You think Wilt Chamberlain knew the name of every bitch he plowed?
Yes.
Oh, he did?
Okay. There were polls.
Well,
there were so
Dawson,
many polls.
it's really long, so I will let you find some of the super insulting
Nuggets.
highlight if it's in there.
Well, just reading through it is really going to help us. I mean, if you want to give me time, sure.
I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second to highlight some of the lowlights in there because I didn't read through it, but I heard some of the highlights and it's pretty beefy.
I definitely need to hear it.
It's pretty strong all the way through.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, let's just go. For some reason, Adam decided to do a pseudo-comedy routine that had come up with a few things that he thought were funny. The first thing that went over like a lead balloon was his inappropriate jokes about Down syndrome as it related to Barbie. In fairness to Adam, there's no way he could have known that the Irish dad that called him out had 3 autistic nieces, but his jokes were absolutely tasteless, and I think Adam needs to rethink that. After that happened, Adam decided to tell a bunch of Joe Biden jokes, and that is where I drew the line. I shouted to Adam that he had reached his expiration date and he should not keep going. Adam looked straight at me and said, I have offended another father. Now, I don't know Adam's political affiliation, but what I really know is that this election is going to define how Adam's daughter, who turned to me and said, shut the fuck up, bitch, is going to be able to live her life in this country. Now, my daughter, after a wonderful day of going to the frat houses and dancing and having a wonderful time in this utopian environment, which is Goleta on the water, became incredibly upset and angry. One of her roommates was ready to attack Adam's daughter for being angry at me. I spent the last hour and a half explaining to those girls that it's natural that Adam's daughter would say the things she said to me because she is protecting her father. Although my girls felt it was completely inappropriate, I tried to communicate with them that if the shoe were on the other foot and I was in Adam's place saying the stupid shit that he was saying that had no business being said, saying stupid shit like that.
All right. So this guy's
very clear.
First off, this guy, he may have been upset after this. He's in the fucking fetal position after the election, number one.
Totally.
So he should kiss my hairy balls. But number two, my daughter was standing front and center almost 5 feet, a couple people were in front of her or whatever. She was front row standing and she was watching me. This guy was 10 feet behind her yelling, "Fuck you." She did not turn around and walk to him. Her back was turned to him and she's facing me. So she didn't initiate going to this guy. Right. But if she did initiate it, it was only between the 11th and 14th time he yelled, "Fuck you," to me, that she may have turned and told him to shut the fuck up, which I think not only would any daughter do, but I would argue any American. Mm-hmm. At a certain point, when a guy's yelling "fuck you" in the middle of a stand-up routine, that somebody at a table next to him would tell that person to stop yelling "fuck you."
I love that he couldn't take it anymore when you brought up Biden, but all the Down syndrome autistic jokes are fine. But Biden, that is it.
Draw a line.
He drew that line.
Well,
Biden.
Yeah, his real issue and the proof to Adam's point that he's very upset right now is right here. He says, "But this election is the most important election, not only in Adam's life, but in the life of his daughter and any other children that he has. If Adam is a Trump supporter, then eventually he will get what he deserves as well."
Well, wait a minute. I'm not going in the gulag because Trump won.
Right.
Yeah.
His daughter and any other children that he has will also rue the day. However, he chose to cross a line at a place in a time and in a time.
This guy's 57.
Where everyone just wanted to have a good time.
He's white, Navajo white. He's a white middle-aged dude whose daughter goes to a college, and he's got a beard and he's wearing a sweater and stuff.
Partying with his daughter. He's like, "You ruined this perfect day of me partying with my daughter at frat parties." Like, what's happening?
I'm telling you, there's a certain element of this culture that feels deputized to settle everyone's hash. And what I want to always say to these people, it's, look, you don't like this person or you like that person, but keep in mind that the people who are on the other side dislike your person just as much as you dislike the other person. And as a matter of fact, that is now the majority of society, of our culture. So this thing of you going "What are you doing?" I like goobers because I like chocolate covered peanuts. Well, we like Raisinets. So what the fuck? And it's I don't know. I'm letting you eat Raisinets. I would like to eat goobers and not be judged. Well, knock it off. We're Raisinette folks. And it's people think differently than you. Is that okay? But I don't think it's okay.
Not for this guy. Not for this guy who's having a great time getting wasted doing keg stands with his daughter at a frat party.
There were a fair amount of
Body
parents
shots.
did keg stands.
I don't doubt it.
A fair amount. And when I say fair amount, I mean 14.
Are you serious?
I'm talking 14. These were 50 years plus dads and moms doing keg stands.
One of my best friends from high school and my former roommate on DP was there this weekend as well, and he sent a picture of he's the cool dad, and it's not good to have. I don't know. But they were drinking this weekend. That's what happens when you get second generation. There's a lot more second generation Isla Vista rats these days. Can I wrap this up really quick?
Yeah, I want to know how it ended.
So we all left the party at the frat house. My daughter was in tears.
Yeah, but before we got this letter, Crystal's How'd the stand-up go? I'm like, went great. It's good. Nothing? Nobody pissed? No. Adoring crowd. Everyone loved it. Everyone had a great time. Then the next morning she opens them and goes, what's this? Oh, well, there's always going to be a couple of fucking bad apples in there, right? It's always a couple. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, babe. Jesus Christ, what happened? I told you, don't do stand-up. I was like, God damn it. Fuck, I got by. I made it. I was free and clear.
My daughter was in tears.
And tears.
Her best friend was ready to kill Adam's daughter and would have literally beat the shit out of her in front of him had we not stopped her. So I wanted to point out to Adam,
the Biden jokes got him,
that it was a terrible performance way beneath him. He basically cleared out the entire party because of his ill-mannered and ill-timed jokes. Fame and fortune does not give you the right to be a complete asshole. And he still goes on.
I admire his spunk. You know, it reminds me of a young me.
I like that he's saying that it was beneath you, as if he's actually giving you some praise, like some credit, like you're a good guy, like that was beneath you. Like he said that, so there is some part of him that likes you.
Yeah, I'll find that little ray of sunshine.
This is almost like a love letter, actually.
I like that the daughter was in tears.
I like that the other one wanted to beat the shit out of your daughter, and they had to stop this girl fight from happening.
Yeah, I think my daughter can scrap. By the way, I didn't see any ladies in there that could take her down. But all right.
This afternoon, Adam was a pretty self-righteous asshole. Although to cut him some slack, he had probably been drinking, so he really doesn't realize how big of an asshole many of us thought he was. I'm pretty sure he's never going to see this, and if he does, he should answer me personally. He is too talented, has too much of a presence to be sitting on the fence.
He does like
saying
you.
Stupid shit in front of a bunch of drunk parents and children trying to have a good weekend in the face of the most important election of all our lives.
He's got Trump derangement syndrome. Oh, he's going out of his mind right now. He's going out of his fucking mind.
But he likes you. That's the thing.
I agree.
You
Look,
let him down.
This is like the boy who in the 6th grade would come pull little Jody Miller's ponytail. You got cuties. He likes you.
I know. This guy likes you.
Oh, we got the Mark Cuban clip. What is that? What year is this from?
What's he wearing? Why is he wearing an Iron Man shirt? What's happening?
This is pre-2000, whatever the year is.
2016.
2016. Here we go.
And where does it go if, rates go higher or lower? And then there's the uncertainty of the election. I mean, I have my Trump hedge on. In the event Donald wins, I have no doubt in my mind the market tanks. And so I literally have put on a more than 100% hedge that I'll put on stronger if it looks like there's a better chance.
What does that mean? Donald Trump wins in November. What is Mark Cuban doing?
Mark Cuban, if the polls look like there's a decent chance that Donald could win, I'll put a huge hedge on that's over 100% of my equity positions and my bond position as well that protects me just in case he wins.
What's so horrible about that prospect?
I just think all the uncertainty. I mean, we don't know what Donald Trump's...
Genius Mark Cuban said it was going to tank the last time he won, and then it didn't tank, which doesn't mean Mark Cuban's not wrong. It means he's wrong about everything, but some people miss. Mike August, Mark Cuban, all the greats.
But not this guy who wrote the letter.
No, that guy's dead nuts on.
He's so on, and you're better than that, and that was beneath you.
He's dead nuts on.
You've probably been drinking.
I realized, there was a keg stand or two. I realized that most attempts to make me feel bad amuse me, which maybe means I'm a sociopath. I don't know. But most all attempts, when people try to make me feel bad, I feel amused, mostly. But it's always because they screw up and they go, you know nothing, you've never done anything, and you got zero going for you. And I'm like, well, we're inside my warehouse, so I've got to do something, right? You're not yelling at me inside your warehouse, right? So they've done something.
That's fair.
Right?
Fair.
All right, Dawson, I think you got it, unless there's some more on the side.
Well, I mean, just to tag on to that, this guy was definitely a Biden supporter. The very next sentence he says is, "This shit isn't hyperbole." You know.
Oh, yeah.
That's
He's got much bigger fish to fry right now emotionally than me in my comedy stylings. Jody, I know you got a hard out. Yeah, you're going.
But let me just do this story because I want to know I want to know your opinion on this.
All right.
So, new LA DA. Donald Hodgman. I'm sorry, Nathan Hodgman. So he comes in and his first order of business is tackling the Eric and Lyle Menendez resentencing. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
So our previous DA, George Gaston, is that how you pronounce it?
Gaston, I guess. Yeah, I talked to Mark Garagos about this because he's representing them.
So,
and that's
previous DA is the one who stopped prosecuting graffiti, by the way.
Yes.
And there's hopes that the new one will bring that back.
Okay, there you go. Well, anyway, he was suggesting that the Menendez brothers get a resentencing case right away, December 2nd, hit the ground running and getting them out, basically. Trying to resentence them to 50 years to life, and then they would get out as time served because they've been there 35 years.
How long have they been there?
35 years.
Oh my God, that was quick.
Yeah.
For us, not for them, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark said there was a
35
Can you
years.
believe it was 35 years?
No.
Yeah. So now Hodgman says he's got to review the case, obviously, and the law before coming to a decision. It's obviously the resentencing hearing is December 11th, so he's got a little bit of time, but he wants to obviously make sure he does his due diligence before he suggests anything. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that they deserve to get out?
I don't know enough about it to say. I know there's a new movie that people are saying is
the series, the Ryan Murphy series.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
but that's basically paints the picture that the parents were absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's new evidence that came out that they weren't allowed to use the kid from Menudo.
Yeah.
Also claimed that he was raped by Jose Menendez.
Yeah. So I talked to Garagos about it over the weekend for some time because I was trying to get a ride with him on his private jet to New York.
Yeah, there you go.
He said, fine.
It's beneath you. That is beneath you.
He told me that he had a sentencing hearing on the 11th.
Oh,
and then after the 11th, we'll go to New York. Or he was going to go to New York. So I said, I'll go with you. So he also tells me every single time I talk about that I'm the reason he took this case, and he tells it when he gets interviewed that I'm the reason he took this case because of a joke I had about the Menendez brothers. He also told me not to say anything, but
you can just tell us too.
They are going to be compensated for their story when they get out.
The Menendez brothers?
Yes, when people go like, what are they going to do, work at an In-N-Out burger or something? It's like, no. They're the sit down.
Yeah.
They shall be compensated for that sit down.
I'm not worried about that. I don't even know if they're going to get out. I think they are.
They're going to get out. They're going to get compensated. At some point, Mark will get them in here. I'm sure of it. Now, again, it can't be the first one. That one you get compensated for, but later on, they'll end up making the rounds.
Wow.
And I've always said they should get out because they don't pose a threat to anybody.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think they're going to kill another set of parents.
No. So yes, they'll get out, and I've always wanted them out. They seem very rehabilitated and everything, and so I'm fine with that.
Peace, man. Grant from North Carolina. Since moving out of California, my trash doesn't get picked up until 1 p.m. on our trash days, and we do recyclables every other week. And those guys are ninjas because I never hear the trucks, and it's always picked up before 7 a.m. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah. Brett Ernst in studio. Special out. Brett Ernst, Uncaged. Available as we speak on YouTube. I was thinking about this today. It's always vexed me. I lived up Beechwood Canyon in the Hollywood Hills. And on Friday, they would pick the garbage up, and they'd pick it up at 6:45 in the morning. And I would work Loveline, radio, till midnight, come home at 12:30, drink wine until 2 a.m., go to bed. Friday was tape day for the Man Show. We do 2 episodes on Friday. I would work Sunday through Thursday at the Man Show during the day, and then at night at Loveline at Westwood One. Sunday, Loveline was Sunday through Thursday, which was weird, but that was fine. Friday was tape day. And that was the end of a long fucking week for me. I go to bed at 2 and it's 6:45. Hear the arm going on. And it would drive me insane. I was like, why? And then I moved to another house on Lake Hollywood and the fucking garbage man at 7 a.m. Then I moved to La Cañada, garbage man fucking 7 a.m. Now I'm in Malibu, 7 a.m. garbage man. They can't pick up all garbage simultaneously at 7 a.m. There's got to be some 1 p.m. garbage somewhere. Somewhere, right? And if I was fucking selling my house and I lived in a house with like a 1:30 garbage pickup, I'd go, I'm going to need an extra 80 grand.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
You'll never be woken up by garbage man ever again. And you'll never have I'd come home 12:30 at night, fucking long week, go to bed, 6:45, I'd hear, neat, and I'd wake up and I'd go, oh, fuck, the cans aren't outside. And I got the cans in the garage, and I'd go down there with a boner and a towel at 7 in the morning trying to get the cans out of the fucking garage and put them in the thing. If your garbage man came at 1:30, you could take the garbage out day of with no pressure. You could get up, have a fucking cup of coffee, read the newspaper, hang out, and then as you're walking to your car to go to work, you could take the trash cans out. You wouldn't have to do it the night before. What a fucking utopia.
Oh my God.
What a goddamn utopia.
The landscapers too, they pick that time.
Well, but see, the thing about the landscapers is...
Like in apartment complexes?
Yes,
like,
you're right. But at least they're there for some period of time. I'm just saying, there has to be a place, and this is back when people waited to get their mail. Drew said to me, he goes, you ever lived in a place where the mail got there before the garbage man? I said, no. The mail's at 5 in the afternoon and the garbage at 6:45 in the morning. If you flip the script, that's fucking Utopia House. Yeah, and you're right, the leaf blowers and the...
That's a good point, yeah.
Are they just fucking with us?
I think so.
Aren't they doing it like I'm off of PCH and the guys that just go down... They just go down and they're just throwing revs on their Harley with the baffles out. Yeah. Fucking 2 a.m. They're just like, hey, millionaires, wake the fuck up. I live in Sun Valley. I live in 1,200 square foot. You're down here with David Geffen and a $40 million home, but guess who's getting up, bitches? You are, because I'm fucking throwing a rev.
I think, Prano, didn't Scalaro had something on that, where it sounded like a transformer, where he would say, like, it sounded like a transformer was taking his shit, because he's slamming the fucking dumpster.
Yeah, Scalaro's got like a 14-minute long garbage truck sound effect bit.
Well, also, all garbage men are passive aggressive because there's a version that's quieter than what they do, but they don't. And the dumpster's the fucking loudest. That's and they shake it sometimes and they slam it down. It's the loudest shit ever.
Back in the Northeast, like in the 80s, it was all like gangsters, kids that gangsters, right? Cousins or somebody. So it was like that's how you got into the garbage thing. And then that they were like, the unmotivated person. So then their uncle, I'm going to get you a job with the garbage people, and then they would just didn't give a shit. And, for real, it was like all sanitation was like a big Italian business up in the Northeast.
All right, what do you got? You got some news?
Got some news. Burlington, Vermont. The leadership calls for more officers, new programs after city defunded the police. That was a mistake.
Vermont's very progressive.
Yeah, very progressive.
So
they shut down a lot of the police force. So they allowed attrition to take down the police force. That was a mistake.
Hey, can we do this? Can we at least keep track of people's retarded ideas? you know, and then so the next time we're arguing over something, I get to go, weren't you the retard that wanted to defund the police 10 minutes ago? And they go, oh yeah, I was kind of, all right, so I get this one then, right? Because you owe one, because you lost that one. That was your bad idea, and now you have another bad idea, but we shouldn't listen to this bad idea. You already got that one wrong. And then we'll use my idea on this one, and then we'll be even, and we can argue over the third one.
That would make sense, holding them accountable.
Scorecard.
Yeah, we'll do a scorecard of bad ideas.
They don't do that.
No, they don't do that.
To say significant numbers of homeless people congregate downtown. There's 1,000% increase in overdoses. Additionally, violent crime is up significantly in Burlington, with crime data showing that aggravated assault has increased 40% and gunfire has gone up nearly 300%. So,
yeah, because that's people. There is an element of society, a group, a percentage, who will do exactly as much as the cops let them do. Mm-hmm. Now, if the speed limit was 140, then I would be doing 140. I would do that. Now, most other people I know might not do it, but I would do it. If you told me there shall be no more tickets given away, no more moving violations, what if you just said to society, look, we're not going to do any more parking tickets or towing cars. Now, we're kind of going on the honor system. You know, we need you to park in the right place. Do not park in the handicap. I know it's at the front of the Costco. You're going to the concert. Don't park in front of that guy's driveway who's across the street from the venue. You should pay for the parking at the venue. But just do the right thing. Just everyone do the right thing. We're going to defund the meter maids. And we're going to defund the tow trucks, but we're kind of just counting on you being a good citizen. How fast would that turn to shit?
Right away.
Okay, day one?
Day one. Not yet.
Okay,
Right
day
away.
one. So if that's our wiring as human beings, and then when you go, look, we're not going to prosecute any shoplifting under $950, then who's going right to $950 at the fucking at the Rite Aid up the street? Mm-hmm. Everyone. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a problem when you do this. I wish we could work it out, but we can't.
But the thing too is it doesn't take a lot to fuck everything up. That's why we have traffic. Two guys take the light, right? Everybody's fucked,
right?
You know what I mean? And that's why these types of things don't work. And I was talking to somebody one time, and they were saying like real gangsters, guys that have been locked up, they don't dislike the police because they're locked up with real animals that are out there. You know what I mean? And
some
just
people need to be busted.
Hell, yeah. And like I said, 2, 3, 4 people could just fuck up everything.
Yes.
Yeah. There's other advocates here that are, saying that there's other ways to deal with this. The jails are full of people.
They always go. There's another way to do this, but they never tell you what that way is. They go, it's got to be. This is all we do now. They go, every time anything comes up in Israel and Gaza and all Palestine, all you hear the politicians just go, Biden's just like, look, we got to end this war. We got to have a solution. We got to have peace. Now I'm leaving. And it's like, all right. Yeah. And we got to bring those hostages home. And it's like, all right, none of that's happening. Yeah. None of it's happening.
What was the guy? Was it El Salvador that cleaned it up?
No, they just locked everyone up.
Because it was just infested, and now it's just almost crime-free.
Yeah.
And it does take extreme measures to clean up this type of stuff, man. I mean, if it's that bad, we should start letting out like non-violent guys. Weed charges, stupid shit like that.
Menendez. Come on now.
Morals aside, like if you just like gave drugs, it would be cheaper. Like if every junkie, instead of going to rob the store, they just had a little hit of dope and was like stuck in a hospital somewhere, and like then the opportunity to come up. But it's something that probably would never happen because we have this moral thing where you can't get high or you're a terrible person. Like I don't know, these people are obviously sick.
The junkies obviously they're the ones that rob your grandmother. They're the ones that lose. Or you just send them all one place. right?
But it's so expensive
Drop
to
food
arrest
off,
them.
drop the heroin off.
That's right.
Let them all live.
I want to get your guys' opinion on this because I just did this joke. It's my ode to Halloween joke. Now, it's not really a Halloween joke, but it does involve a metaphor with candy and pumpkins and things like that. So maybe it is a Halloween joke. But I just told this joke in Covina because I realized we're in Halloween week. But it's going to apply to what we're saying, what you're saying and what you're saying. I grew up with a hippie mom. And the hippie mom would always say stuff like, in Europe, they have, they would always do like, in Europe, the children drink wine with the family at the table, and the moms are topless, and there's no rape, and there's no alcoholism. Like they always have this sort of utopian
idea.
And then they pick a small town. They go in Strudeldorf. They have a clean needle exchange program. They have vending machines where you can get prostitutes. They register the prostitutes. Then they have no judgment injection zones, and it works perfectly. And I'm like, right, but we're animals. We're the USA. We're fucking nuts. That's Strudeldorf. We're here. We're animals, and we can't do this thing that works there with the vending machine, with the heroin in it, and everyone minds their P's and Q's, turns it into an immediate shit show here. But I said this, and now we'll go to Halloween. I said, if you have a society, remember when you were a kid, they put the plastic pumpkin out on Halloween because the nice family, the Kramer family, was out of town, and they put a note, limit yourself to one piece of candy, please, thank you, happy Halloween, right? If you live in a society where 10 kids will go up and 9 of them will just take one piece of candy and leave before the 10th one empties it into the sack, or just you go for 10 for 10. If you live in a society that does that, then you can do the clean needle exchange, and you can do the judgment-free injection zones and the heroin, and we'll give heroin to everyone. It'll work. But that ain't us. United States, first kid shows up, takes the pumpkin and dumps it into a sack. Second kid shows up, sees there's no candy in the pumpkin, shits in the pumpkin. Third kid shows up, sees shit in the pumpkin, and throws it through the bay window. That's us. So that can't work for us. That's why we try, but it just turns into San Francisco. It's like we're going to stop incarcerating, we're going to stop arresting, we're going to give them syringes, as it turns into a shit show. If we had a society that could pull it off, I'd be all for it. But we can't pull any of this shit off.
It's too many. It's 320.
Every time we try.
320 million people. It can't work. It's
we're pumpkin shitters.
Yeah, we're fucking pumpkin shitters. We'll throw eggs. We'll TP your house.
That's right. I got my fucking house TP'd 1,000 times.
It's like the asshole that gave you pennies. Remember the guy that you knocked on and he forgot? He gave you pennies. They went right through his fucking window. What am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
But no, it just, like you said. And the other thing, too, I always brought this analogy up, not in my act, but talking to somebody. If you go out, if the three of us went out to dinner, okay, we can figure out the check, right? If you ever go out to dinner with like 20 people, one guy has to cover for, I forgot my wallet. There's always a fucking problem.
There's that guy. There's the forgot the wallet guy.
The guy that over-orders.
There's a guy that had 3 Grey Goose martinis, exactly. And you had 1 fucking iced tea. Yeah. And then somebody, and he had the surf and turf, and you had a small dinner salad. Yeah. And then at some point, some asshole goes, let's see, there's 9 of us. Yeah. It came to 400. Because everyone's got to put in like $35. And this guy reaches for his wallet first because he drank $35 worth of Heinekens alone, and then fucking ordered and got an appetizer. And that fucking guy, I hate that guy's got to man up and go, hey man, I had a few drinks, and I have had an iced tea, and so he shouldn't be subsidizing my.
That's my analogy. There's always that guy that'll fucking order $300 and everybody has to cover for him, and then the person that didn't bring the wallet, and then then there's the one guy that did what he's supposed to do, and then they all leave, and now they're like, guys, you didn't factor in a tip, and then he has to fucking pay. It's just
or there's this. The share is $35. I paid $1,700, and they want to know why I'm not paying my fair share. That's where we're at now. School teacher pays 18 grand a year in taxes, 15 grand a year in taxes. I pay 1.5 million in taxes, but the school teacher wants to know why I'm not paying my fair share. That's what happened at my dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. All right. Town sets age limit for Halloween trick-or-treaters, sparking a huge debate over spooky tradition. How old do you guys think that you should be cut off from
I heard about this story, so I know. So I'll let Brett
What do you think?
Honestly, I think like 12 at the tops. I mean, I never did it, and I hate these.
You never
definitely
did it?
not these grown ass men that are. I saw a dude dressed as the fucking Teen Wolf. At the where I work, because I do the Strat every Tuesday, Wednesday, and he was walking around. I'm like, what a jerk off.
Well, what is you never trick or treated?
Nah,
you guys are like Jehovah's Witnesses.
We had a thing in the North. I don't know if they had it out here. It was called Mischief Night, Goosey Night.
Oh, yeah.
Devil's Night, where like the night before. Because where I grew up in like Passaic Patterson area. It wasn't really safe, and like I don't know if you ever had the older kids that would take your candy and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I just stopped.
Well, this
at like 10. I didn't even do it anymore.
That's
We
a
just
good
went out
point.
and threw shit through windows, and you know.
Well, you must have had food at home.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Yeah, see, I did it practically, like so I could get food. Like it was a thing. Like I need candy. I don't
you
have
Italian?
any money. My fucking
Yeah, not that kind of Italian.
not good kind of Italian. Lazy. No zest for life. No joie de vivre. You know, no cooking. No ravioli. No nothing.
You had food, obviously, right?
I got nothing.
My grandma, they'd make little thing. They'd cook for the kids. That's how
my
much
mom
food
didn't
was
cook
there.
shit ever, and neither did my dad.
But in
I got nothing.
Dusseldorf,
in Strudeldorf,
she was people didn't cook.
There was no cooking. There was
Are
no
you serious?
food. There was no food at my house all the time. And my parents had a great policy. There's like, we're not cooking any food, and we're not giving you any money to buy your own food. So I was fucking a raccoon going through the dumpster of life, like food. So Halloween was a food-based for me. Like I'm gonna get my hands on some candy. For me, it was a practical thing. So I would go collect as much candy as I could collect. It's just sad. It's kind of weird. Yeah, my parents didn't like food.
When you went home, there was no dinner, nothing. You had to cook for yourself and figure it out.
We had at some point we had TV dinners, which was fine with me because it was like food. My mom didn't like food in terms of she wouldn't eat steaks or fried chicken, or she wouldn't cook. She didn't do anything. Now, I would tell her there's nothing to eat all the time, and then she would say, if you're hungry, you'll eat, which meant there was honey and a sack of flour and some cloves or something, or some fucking stale Triscuit somewhere, and I could patch together sustenance like Tom Hanks did on that island.
Oh my God.
And then my dad is only 100% Italian, did not enjoy eating out or food or drinks or he didn't like anything. He didn't need anything. And then when they got divorced, then it was my dad. Like he would open a can of corn. He would put it in a pot with no handle. Because why, we're not the Rothschilds, why would you have a handle on it? It was a busted, it's so fucking sad. It's a pot with a nub where the handle was, because the handle was plastic and heat cycled. Yeah, he had to use some vice grip or channel locks to get the fucking pot off. Yeah, I had to use your shirt, you didn't have pot holders or anything. He'd take a can of corn and he would just put it in this pot and he would heat it up. He would get like a chub pack of hamburger and like mash it down in the thing. He would do his famous move was he would do spaghetti in the same pot. He would drain it out and then he'd put ragu spaghetti sauce cold out of the jar, like let's do it on top. But it would even out when you mixed it up. The spaghetti was hot, and then he didn't have ricotta cheese, but he liked ricotta cheese, so he'd get like a lump of cottage cheese and slap it on the side of the plate. And that was dinner. So then I was like, I'm fucking miserable and I'm starving. When's Halloween? And then I would just go to all my friends' houses and eat all their fucking food.
What age did they get divorced when you had this getting fed this terrible food?
My parents got divorced when I was about 18, but my dad left 10 years before that. And people like, they didn't get divorced? I'm like, no. Why not? Well, they didn't have anything to divide.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything to whack up. They didn't own any property. They didn't have furniture. They didn't have stuff. So the only time you don't, and by the way, it probably costs $80 to get divorced. Once you got that kind of dough laying around, you could use that money and buy a pot with a handle on it, with that kind of bread. There was no reason for either one of them to get divorced because there was no alimony and there was no child support and there was no, well, who's going to get the boat and who's going to get the condo in Aspen or something.
And no assets.
There's no assets. Wasn't anything. My dad took his clothes, put in his, 68 VW Bug and drove to his in-laws' house so he could sleep in the closet because he didn't have enough money for
So wait, he
a
was
hotel
staying
or
with
anything.
your mom's parents?
Yeah. He didn't have money for an apartment.
Oh, man.
Or a hotel or anything. He just slept there.
Hard times at the Carolla house.
Not a lot of food.
No.
I'm looking at Joe right now, like as two, I'm mostly Italian American. It's like that's the food.
I had to turn away. I had to be like, I can't eat anymore. Manja.
Yeah, you gotta keep eating.
I can't. I'm gonna be sick.
And I was raised single mom too. She worked 2 jobs, but Carol, man, that's everybody cooked.
Oh, your mom took the job my mom didn't have.
Yeah.
She had 0 jobs. Your mom's hoarding all the jobs. Is that why my mom couldn't get a job?
And they could throw anything together. Those my grandmother take anything and make it. That sucks, man.
So 14 years old, you cannot go trick-or-treating at 14.
I'd say 12. Lower it.
Yeah, okay.
Let these kids fucking earn.
Yeah.
Put them to work.
I knew Halloween is free food day. That's how I thought of it. It's like, I'm going to walk around this neighborhood and get me
Did you
some
guys
fucking
have
M&Ms.
the food programs here, like the free lunch, reduced lunch, paid lunch programs?
I was on meal tickets for breakfast and lunch, I think. Yeah, I had the meal tickets. But for some reason, when I got to junior high, those dried up. So then, but what I had in junior high is Jews. Jewish kids, they have a combination. Their parents love the shit out of them, so they pack them good lunches, right? And they're a little bit smaller, and they don't play sports. So they didn't earn that appetite. You know what I mean?
This is where your love of Jews came in.
So I would go eat with Nate Wittenberg and Jeff Buck, and I would just sit in between them. And I had a box of raisins or some shit my dad gave me. And I'd just stare at it. And at some point, Nate Wittenberg would finish his sandwich. He'd go like, I'm full. Also, they weren't ravenous like I was. They probably had breakfast. They had their dinner waiting for him. And I would eat the half of his left sandwich. And I would turn to the next Jew and go, you done with that sandwich?
You done with your
I'm done with that sandwich.
bread?
Yeah. Got some borscht there I can drink. And I would then eat their food. So I would rely. I was a sort of scavenged.
Oh my God.
A lot of. Well, and also my big move, Henry's Tacos, landmark in Valley Village or Studio City or whatever. Henry's Tacos would go there, get the busted taco shells, the hard taco shells that broke. They would throw them out, and hot sauce and water. And they would. That's how I would load up. But it's like having chips and salsa, and like at a certain point, because I didn't have any money. Yeah, Studio City, Henry's Tacos.
Well, those lunch. If you're on because I was on the free programs too at school, but if, free lunch. But if you were getting free breakfast, that means shit's not going well.
Yeah, I had breakfast and lunch.
That's not a good sign.
And the food was so bad. Yeah. Like hot dogs, the hamburgers were like gray colored.
Yeah.
Pizza, they'd never do it in pizza shape. It was always square.
We just talked about this. I was doing another. Have you ever been in holding cells?
Yeah, once.
It's the same food.
It's the same food.
It's the same fucking food
institutional
that they give you in elementary school growing up. It's the same shit they give you when you got to spend a couple weeks.
Weird. Okay, the vegetable offering out here was green beans, but they'd been in a can of water since the Korean conflict, and now they just tasted like water-soaked, tasteless, bloated, like when a corpse is found in a river.
Yeah,
that's what these things look like. They turn into paste when you ate them. But they didn't have any snap. They weren't fresh at all. It was canned green beans. You'd get like a fruit cup, which was all just corn syrup with the pull top on it. Fish sticks. It was a shit show, right?
Yeah, no, it's but the holding cell stuff, like I think it's one contract.
How was prison food, Mayhem?
It was rough, yeah. You had to like make your own. Figure out from commissary to how to sprinkle in a nacho spread, we call it. Like you put a bunch of stuff together to make yourself like some real food, but that's back in the cells. The standard fare is elementary school mid-grade, like just bland, tasteless, whatever. If you knew a guy that worked in the kitchen, he might be able to get some extra sprinkle of salt and whatnot, but other than that, you're just eating standard fare.
What about on like Thanksgiving?
I'll say it. Yeah, they hooked it up.
They hooked it up on Thanksgiving.
Hooked it up on Thanksgiving. Yeah, you tried to go back through again. They would put you in the hole for going back through the line again. So everybody was depending on how much you were willing to risk. It was tough.
All right. Yeah. So we're eating prison food.
Yeah, prison food is not bad on the holidays.
Yeah, on the holidays.
But the key is if you could hang out with somebody who had a kosher diet. The Jews again.
They get their religion. They get their religious stuff.
Exactly.
Was the commissary food like?
It was janky. It was like
canned. Those are contracts again. It's like I have a couple people I knew. Like they had a contract with Amazon. Like you can't send them. JPay, Corey links, all the email shit. You got to pay a quarter to send an email.
Yeah.
I was just thinking. If I was
scam,
going into the
industrial complex, bro, everything in America is corporatized.
If I was going to enter the joint, I would go with two things now. A, identify as a woman, so I'll be heading over to the ladies' side of the prison.
Oh, yeah.
And number two, I converted to Judaism.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking to a Jewish middle-aged woman right now.
I tried.
You tried?
I failed the test. They like literally asked me all these questions.
They walked past you, they dropped a quarter.
Yes.
And he didn't pick it up.
What were the questions?
They were the question. So hard, bro.
Who owns all the banks?
Yeah. Who runs Hollywood?
Who runs Hollywood?
How do we make hurricanes?
What is this miniature hat referred to?
Yeah, I failed that straight out of that test.
Pulled your pants down.
Yes,
So
exactly.
get them out of here.
Too much. All right, Philadelphia DA sues Elon Musk and his super PAC to stop $1 million giveaway.
Oh, they hate Elon.
Yeah, the suit alleges the prize given away by America PAC are part of an illegal lottery. America PAC and Musk are lulling Philadelphia citizens and others in the Commonwealth, that is what they say, and other swing states in the upcoming election to give up their personal identifying information to make a political pledge in exchange for the chance to win $1 million. That is a lottery, and it is indisputably an unlawful lottery. Under unambiguous Pennsylvania law, all lotteries in Pennsylvania must be regulated by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
So Elon's no dummy, so he must have vetted this idea before he rolled it out, right?
But he's also impulsive. Like the guy makes a snap because we have so much money.
No, he is impulsive, but he must have talked to somebody who went, what is this gonna be?
Unless it's one of these like fucking rules and laws that, they just had to dig up.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like unambiguous. That's what the guy says or that's what the suit alleges.
Well, he's not going to know what the law is in every municipality. That's the problem. There's probably 100 different laws depending on what state you're in, like age of consent. You know what I mean? That one always trips me up.
There was a cool book, man, about all these stupid laws still on the book. Like you can't eat ice cream on a Sunday in Illinois.
Yeah.
Like weird shit like that. Can't chew gum, I think it was, on a religious day. Like something stupid.
They have insane ones. The one we really need to I always say it, we need to straighten out booze. You know what I mean? Like it's this way in Utah, it's that way in New York City.
Yeah.
You go into New York City and you got to find a wine store. And you go, well, there's a Whole Foods. It's open. I'll just get the wine. They don't sell the wine there. You have to go to a wine store. And I'm like,
wait, you want uniform federal law for all alcohol all over America, so we're all on the same drunken page.
What I want is when I'm doing my dry bar special in Utah and I'm done doing this set, I want a fucking drink is what I want, but no federal liquor stores open because it's 9 o'clock.
I was going to ask you that because that's just really specific to that area. So you must have went through. You must have experienced
about this for weeks.
I had to blow this dude who knew somebody. He told me he could hook me up with some Jack Daniels.
Well, it is illegal under federal law to pay someone to vote, which Musk insists he isn't paying people to register, but he is offering $100 for each person.
What is the difference between this and like Kamala Harris going, I'm going to give $50,000 no interest loans to all black people who start small businesses? Like, aren't you just paying? Why are you saying that?
Right.
So they vote, and then I'm going to forgive college tuition and college loans. Like, well, you're only saying it to get the person that owns.
I think
the
this
school.
is different because that could actually happen.
Yeah, that could actually happen. This other shit, you're right. Because
they're not going to do anything.
They have a legal out because they're never going to do any of this shit. So
it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. All right, we got Mark Varner from. So what was I thinking of? Let's screw his band name up again in my head. Brett, I want to give you a plug. Brett Ernst, Uncaged, is the name of the special, available on YouTube. Grand Funk Railroad, that's what I was trying to remember. I read too many band names and it got me tripped up. I'm going to,
No, go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I do this with my hands a lot.
Okay, we're going to take he gave me you ordering? You go first.
Just fidgety.
He did that thing when you're at the diner and you're not ready. You let him go first. That's the only time I'm polite. When I don't know what I'm going to order. Every other time, just get the fuck out of the way. I'm here. The only time I point at someone, like the only time I'm chivalrous, like, my dear, you go first. I don't open doors. I don't do anything. But when I can't think what to order, I will go. I'll point at the lady. Go ahead.